Hare Krishna. So we have seen that how Krishna completed the Bhagavad-gita in Shloka number 63, and then he tells Arjuna, you decide what you want to do. And then looking at Arjuna's confused face, Krishna starts giving his final instructions. And we have seen a very important instruction in Shloka number 65. Manmana bhavamadbhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru. Very important 4 practical points which Krishna gives for becoming a very wonderful devotee. Manmana, always think of me. Madbhakto, engage all your senses in service of me and become my devotee. Madhyaji, worship me. Mam namaskuru, pay obeisances to me, pay your homage unto me. Now after having said this verse and giving that promise that if you do this, you will come back to me, now Krishna is going to speak about something which is very, very important. Because Arjuna had this doubt. Okay, so to do all this, first I have to purify myself? Or what am I supposed to do? So to answer this question, Krishna is giving this very, very important gem. This is the essence of Gita, the most important verse of Gita. That is Shloka number 66 of this 18th chapter. Sarva dharman parityajya mam ekam sharanam vraja aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshayashyami masucha. So here Krishna is saying Sarva dharman parityajya, give up all varieties of religion, and mam ekam sharanam vraja, and surrender unto me. Aham tvam sarva papebhyo, I will take care of all your sins, don't worry. Mokshayashyami ma sucha. So here he is making it very clear in this last line. Aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshayashyami ma sucha. I'll take care of all your sins. Don't worry, ma sucha. At times we might be in confusion. Oh, if I surrender on to Krishna, he's saying that he'll take care of my sins, but what is the guarantee? And Krishna is like, don't worry, I'll take care. Don't worry. So it's a very important verse. It's a very deep verse. In fact, in all the Vaishnava Sampradayas, this verse is given a lot of importance. And it's our fortune that Srila Prabhupada gave these 2 shlokas, or the essence of these 2 shlokas, shloka number 65 and 66, almost in all the purports of Bhagavad-gita as it is, and even in Srimad Bhagavatam. So let's dive deep into this shloka. So, in Bhagavad-gita we saw, Krishna spoke about Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Jnana Yoga. In between he also spoke about Ashtanga Yoga. So he gave so many things. And he also gave knowledge about Brahman, then Paramatma. He also spoke about Varnashrama, if you remember, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. And then he also spoke about different qualities like sense and mind control, meditation, etc. Now after giving this entire knowledge, it's huge. A lifetime is really short to understand this entire thing what Krishna has given. And then finally he is telling Arjuna, Sarva dharman parityajya, give up all the processes of knowledge, all varieties of religion, just give it up. And what am I supposed to do, Krishna, then? And Krishna is saying, Mam ekam sharanam vraja. You surrender unto me. And here the word ekam is very important. He is saying, me alone. Surrender unto me. Now, there might be a question here. So, in 7th chapter, Shloka number 28, Krishna said, Esham tvantagatam papam jananam punya karmanam te dvandva moha nirmukta bhajante mam drida vrataha. So, Krishna made it very clear that Esham tva antagatam papam jananam punya karmanam. Those people who have finished all their sinful reactions and who have done good pious activities in past life and this life. Esham tvantagatam papam jananam punya karmanam. Te dvandva moha nirmukta bhajante mam dridavratah. Such people will be freed from the dualities of delusion and they will have the determination to practice devotional service. So now this question is very valid. So I have to get rid of all the sins, and then maybe I can do devotional service and surrender on to Krishna. Now this is a very, very important thing that we have to understand. See, in Vedic scriptures, we have got a lot of rituals which are given to purify oneself. But then this question is very important that, okay, I'm supposed to purify myself and then I'm supposed to do devotional service? Or how is it? So here in this shloka, Krishna is making it very clear that you just surrender on to me, all your sins will get vanquished. Yes, sins have to get vanquished for practicing bhakti, no doubt. To practice bhakti with determination. But how to vanquish those sins? We need not do rituals. Here Krishna is saying, forget about everything else, just surrender unto me. I will vanquish all your sins. Now someone might ask, okay, I have to surrender and then all sins will be vanquished, then I'll practice bhakti with determination. But then how to surrender? Is there any practical process for it? Yes. Everything is given in Vedic scriptures. We need not break our head. There is no research that is needed. Everything is already given by the Lord. So there is a very important shloka which Srila Prabhupada is quoting from Hari Bhakti Vilas, which says, Anukulyasya sankalpaha pratikulyasya varjanam rakshishyatiti vishvaso gopatratve varnam tatha atmanikshepa karpanye shadvidha sharanagatihi. So there are 6 symptoms of surrender. Shadvidha sharanagati. There are 6. So what are those? What it means and how to practice that? Let's discuss. First one, anukulyasya sankalpaha. Accept whatever is favorable for advancing in spiritual life or advancing in bhakti. So in our day-to-day life, there will be so many different things that we might be coming across. And those things which are favorable to bhakti, but then we are not liking it. No, I don't want that. I don't want to do it because I don't like it. But then since it is favorable for bhakti, the first symptom of surrender is we have to accept such things, such processes. So it's very, very important to note that anything that is favorable in Krishna consciousness, for us to advance in spiritual life, advance in bhakti, we should accept that immediately. That is the first sign of a sincere sadhaka who is trying to surrender onto the lotus feet of Krishna. Okay, what is the second one? Anukulyasya sankalpaha pratikulyasya varjanam. So pratikulyasya varjanam, that is, reject those things which are not favorable for advancing in bhakti. Now there might be many things which we might like, but then they might be detrimental on this path of bhakti. So immediately we should just give it up. Now this is a very, very important thing. Only a sincere sadhaka can do this. And by doing this, it's very practical. Accept things which are favorable, reject things which are not favorable on this path of bhakti. Now this is very practical to do in our day-to-day life. And when we do this, we are actually proving our sincerity to Lord Shri Krishna. And we need not think, okay, surrender means I have to do this, I have to do that. See, technically it is given what we are supposed to do. Accept things which are favorable, reject things which are not favorable in Krishna consciousness. So these are the first 2 elements of surrender. Oh, what is the third one? Rakshishyati ti vishvaso. Now, a devotee should have this strong confidence onto the Lord that Lord will protect me in all situations and circumstances. This confidence should be there in the devotee. This is the third symptom of surrender. Because when the devotee understands the glories of the Lord, how great He is and how much He loves us, how much He is facilitating our process to go back home, back to Godhead, we will realize that He is doing everything. It's almost like a parent protecting the small child. And child will never bother. Like for example, say the parent and the child are crossing the busy road. Now, when the parent and child are crossing the busy road, the child will have complete faith on the parent that whatever happens, my father or mother will protect me. And he'll be busy looking here and there in his own jolly mood. And the parent will make sure that the child crosses the road very nicely. So this faith that Lord will protect me in all situations is an important element, and that is the third element of surrender. Rakshashiti te vishwaso gopatratve varnam tatha. Now at times, there is a lot of tension. Oh, what will happen in future? I have to get more money, I have to maintain myself, and this policy, that insurance, and this and that. Okay, that's good. We can have a plan for ourselves. We can have various different things for our family members. But then, for a sincere sadhaka, he has that strong confidence and faith on the Lord that in every single situation, Lord will maintain me. Whatever is needed and whatever I deserve, Lord will give me for sure. So he is my supreme maintainer. So a sadhaka, for his protection and maintenance, he does not go to any Devi Devta. He does not go to any materialist. He does not go to anyone. He knows very well that Lord Krishna is my ultimate protector. He is my ultimate supreme maintainer. So in this way, it's very, very clear. So these are the next two elements of surrender. So what are the first four? Accept things which are favorable, reject things which are not favorable for advancing in bhakti. Lord will always protect me in all situation and circumstance. By the way, Lord will protect in his own way. So we shouldn't expect that, oh, okay, I want Lord to protect me in this way only. Lord acts on his sweet will and he knows best how to protect us. And fourth, Lord is my supreme maintainer. Now what are the last two? The last two, Atma Nikshepa and Karpanya. So Atma Nikshepa, so basically when it comes to Atma Nikshepa, it means self-surrender. Now what does that mean? Self-surrender means what? Self-surrender means dependence on the Lord. So this is very, very important. Dependence on the Lord. Now how do we understand the dependence on the Lord? When our activities and our desires, please note, our activities and our desires are not independent from the Lord. Our activities and our desire, they always have Lord as the center. So we are completely dependent on the Lord for our activities and our desires are meant to please the Lord. So this is the definition of Atma Nikshepa. So we are completely dependent on the Lord for everything, including our advancement or progress in our life. And finally the last one, Karpanya. Karpanya means humility. Now what is humility? Humility is not just folding our hands, bending down and going around. Humility is a strong conviction that is there in the heart of a devotee. What is that conviction? Lord is all merciful. Lord is all merciful and powerful and I am the most fallen. Understanding this point is very, very important. That I am fallen. I am good for nothing. I have done so many nonsensical activities in this life and past lives. So who can save me? Is there any person who is eligible to save me? Any person qualified to save me? And the devotee is sure that my Lord is there, who is all merciful and who is all powerful. He can deliver me for sure. So in this way, the devotee remains humble. And this humility is not the material humility, but this humility is a transcendental humility which has a divine source. That is practice of devotional service. So these are the 6 elements of surrender or Sharanagati. See how practical it is. So we have to analyze, do I have these 6 symptoms or not? Unnecessarily, we shouldn't make statements. Oh, I'm a great devotee of the Lord, I'm completely surrendered and this and that. That's all sentimental and emotional. Let's be practical. Do I have these 6 symptoms? If yes, then yes, I am a soul surrendered unto Krishna. If no, let me practice. Let me pray to Krishna. And before we give up this body, let me completely surrender unto Krishna. Here Prabhupada is saying that there are different processes of religion and purificatory processes by cultivation of knowledge, meditation in the mystic yoga system. But one who surrenders unto Krishna does not have to execute so many methods. That simple surrender onto Krishna will save him from unnecessary wasting time. One can thus make all progress at once and be freed from all sinful reaction. As I already said, there are many rituals, many things are given in Vedic scriptures, but then we have to understand anyone who is a sincere sadhaka trying to surrender onto Krishna or soul surrendered onto Krishna does not need to do all these different activities. Now, some important points which are made for all of us as sadhakas, as practitioners. One should be attracted by the beautiful vision of Krishna. His name is Krishna because he is all attractive. One who becomes attracted by the beautiful, all-powerful, omnipotent vision of Krishna is fortunate. Who is fortunate in this world? The one who has a lot of money, one who is very beautiful, one who is very knowledgeable, one who has got a lot of bank balance, a nice family and this and that, they are fortunate? No. Sometimes people say, oh, Lord is so merciful. Not that I've got this, I've got that. Okay, yes, that's by the mercy of the Lord. But the actual mercy in the devotee's life is when the devotee gets attracted to Krishna. That is actual mercy. So we have to analyze, am I getting attracted to the Lord's form, name, form, qualities and pastimes? If yes, then yes, the mercy is there in our life. If we are not getting attracted towards the name, form, qualities and pastimes of the Lord, then we would beg and pray to the Lord, oh Lord, please be merciful unto me. That's the real mercy. That's the real mercy. And such a devotee is very fortunate. He is the actual person who is fortunate in this entire creation. There are different kinds of transcendentalists. Like the ones who are jnanis and other personalities, similar personalities, they are attracted to whom? They are attracted to impersonal Brahman, the effulgence coming from the body of the Lord. And then there are who are attracted, Ashtanga yogis basically, they are attracted by the Paramatma feature of the Lord. But one who is attracted to the personal feature of the Lord, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and above all, one who is attracted by the Supreme Personality of Godhead as Krishna himself, is the most perfect transcendentalist. Devotional service to Krishna in full Krishna consciousness is the most confidential part of knowledge, and this is the essence of whole Bhagavad-gita. Last few lines. Karma yogis, empiric philosophers, mystics and devotees are all called transcendentalists, but one who is a pure devotee is the best of all. So who is the best transcendentalist? Krishna made it clear, in 5th chapter itself, in 6th chapter towards the end, he made it very clear. Yoginam api sarvesham madgatena antaratmana shraddhavan bhajate yomam samyuktatamo matah. He told the one who is connected to me in devotional service, who is serving me, such a devotee or such a transcendentalist is topmost yogi. And here also it's very clear that of all these different yogis, karma yogi, jnana yogi, ashtanga yogi, out of all of them, a pure devotee of the Lord is the topmost. Because he actually surrenders to Krishna. Others are dependent on their own endeavor and various other things. This thing actually makes bhakti very beautiful, very flawless. Why? Because Krishna is personally involved here and the devotee depends on Krishna for his progress. Whereas in other yoga systems, the person depends on his own endeavor. Be it karma yoga, jnana yoga or ashtanga yoga. It depends on his own endeavor. And how can he become successful? Just by his own endeavor. In bhakti, the devotee understands I cannot do much. He just does sincerely whatever he can do and he depends on the Lord's mercy. But other yoga systems, expectation is very clear. You have to do it 100%. Even if you leave it somewhere in between, you will not get the result. But in Bhakti Yoga, even if we do 1% sincerely, Krishna will take care of us. This is very, very important. But that 1% sincerity is very, very important. Here it is said finally, Ma Shuchaha, don't fear, don't hesitate, don't worry, are very significant. One may be perplexed as to how one can give up all kinds of religious forms and simply surrender unto Krishna, but such worry is useless. Many times people have this. In my family lineage we do this. Right from childhood I have been doing this. Forget about all that now. We are fortunate that we have come across Bhagavad-gita, we have come across this Shloka of surrender. Now it's the time to fully surrender onto the lotus feet of the Lord without thinking twice. And today we understood how to surrender, the 6 symptoms. Those 6 elements are very, very important for a person who is saying that I want to surrender or I am surrendered. So Krishna is giving us that promise. He is actually telling us very clearly, don't worry, I am there, I'll take care of you, don't worry. So in this way, this shloka is the hope-giving shloka. This shloka is that important shloka which gives a lot of inspiration and encouragement to a sadhaka, to a practitioner, that continue practicing bhakti, keep surrendering onto the lotus feet of the Lord, which is actually a every moment job, and rest everything, Lord will take care. So in this way, Krishna has made it very clear. And now Krishna is going to make some important points about his instructions. So let's see that in the next video. Hare Krishna.